Hey everyone, so yes, I know I'm in my same outfit like I did my last back to school study tip slash preparation guide for you, but YOLO, and I am doing the videos as best as I can and in the little time that I have to do it so I can have everything ready for you before I actually start school. So I have put together some few tips, and I think there are 5 study tips on how to do well in school and how to excel. So my first one goes, number 1 of course is always to get organized. Now let me tell you something. When I mean organized, I really mean organized. I mean that you have a list of every single thing that you have to do. Have a book that you carry to school, and that is the book. That is the book where you write every single thing down, and I mean everything. Whether you have homework due 2 months from now, whether you have a project due tomorrow, whether you have a group meeting in 5 minutes, write it down. Because you see that little lie that you tell yourself, trust me, I know it really well. Oh yeah, I'll remember it. You will never remember it, I guarantee you that. And you don't want to be forgetting any important deadlines that you have when, you know, it's a new year. So let's try to get everything right while we could, and let's do the best that we can. So have a book for this semester at least and try it out, and I'm sure it could work. If it doesn't work for you, I'm sure there's something else that you can do to get organized. But try it and let me know how it goes. You also, in order to get organized, you need to have like a calendar, be it on your iPad, phone, or wherever. Like, to be honest, I prefer writing everything down, even though I have my iPad or whatever. Like, I am a writer. I love to write every single thing down, and I think it's always good in case you can't really carry your iPad somewhere. For instance, you could always have this book that you go around with. And in that book, I advise that you buy like a little calendar that you could just like highlight like important dates, or like mark off important days, like exams for instance, or when labs are due in my case. I advise that you get also like a big calendar for your desk, and I will get to that in a minute. I advise that you I advise that you buy like a big calendar that has a lot of space where you could write everything down. So that's really important. So as soon as you look at it, as soon as you look at the wall, you know, okay, good, an assignment due on the 7th, a project due on the 10th, something like that. It's so important, and it really helps to keep things in perspective and get your life really in order. And then my second thing is study tips. And that would be like having folders for each subject. And in my case, I'm doing 5 subjects this semester, and I will have a folder for each one to put any loose paper that you have. Because trust me, again, that little lie that you tell yourself, oh yeah, I'll find the paper. I had a very bad experience where I completely lost the paper, and on the day of the exam was only then I remembered, oh my goodness, I had something else to study from. So please keep everything in one folder. I love doing this. I think that it's a great organizational method, and it works brilliantly, especially when you have studying to do and you have end of terms or midterms, and you just pull out the folder and you have everything there that you got, and it's all neat and organized and really well taken care of. So I really advise on that. The next thing is highlight. I am a freaking highlighter whore. I would highlight every single thing. You do not ever want to see my notes. But like, if you want, I will show you it, but you should see the extent of my addiction. Like, my work is like a rainbow. Like, I highlight every single thing. My friends think I am crazy by doing that, but it's just a great method that you want to learn. You know, topics could be in like a very important color, like pink. My topics, no, in all seriousness, my topics would be, my main headings would be in pink, and like equations will be in blue, or definitions will be in green, and general things will be in yellow, and the second important things will be in orange. That is exactly how my notes always look. And then the next thing to have is like sticky notes and post-its and all those little red flags everywhere. They're important in like marking off chapters in your book, because when it's time to study, you do not want to be frustrated searching everywhere to find a certain book in a chapter, a certain chapter in a book. You don't ever want to be doing that. And the sticky notes are important. Like, if you have really important equations or formulas to learn, like, you could put it up everywhere, like on your dressing table or like on a specific wall, so you would always see it, and every time you look at it, you'll be reminded of it, and you wouldn't forget it as the days progress. So those were my 3 very important study tips. And my next pointer is a weekly to-do list. In that importance, the book that I told you about earlier, it is critical that at the end of every week you have a weekly to-do list, which means that on the weekends you are going to accomplish certain things that you would start off the new week feeling fresh and you wouldn't have burdens from the previous week. I think that this is a really excellent method in order to get everything done, and when you start a new week like with a fresh blank page, you would be amazed at how relieved and less stressed that you feel. And that weekly to-do list, like even if something is due 2 weeks from now and you have the time, I really strongly advise that you do it, because you do not, let me stress this very much, you do not know what could happen in that week. And I had a very extremely bad experience with this, and like you don't want to be caught in any kind of unnecessary like circumstance where you have to, you know, rush down work or something like that. You do not want to be like in that situation at all. So that weekly to-do list is vital, and you don't want any leftovers or hangovers from the week before to plague your mind in the new week. And then my fourth study tip for you is to prioritize everything. Of course, exams will be the first priority, so you start getting yourself in order from then, and then anything else will come after, like labs and assignments and group works or whatever. It doesn't matter what order it is for you, once you know that you get the first most important thing done. And I strongly advise that you do the hardest thing first, because when you do the hardest thing first, it really gets it out of the way. You feel so much more relieved and you feel stress-free to accomplish the smaller things. And when you do the harder things first, like you really do put in all your efforts in it in the beginning. So I think you should really try that and see how it goes. And then my last study pointer is to cultivate good study habits. My first thing on this is a desk. Please, for heaven's sake, have a proper desk. Like my desk, I don't judge other people's desk. For instance, my desk is extremely filled with a ton of things that I'm always occupied doing, but that's just the way that I work best. Of course, I advise that you have like at least a proper working space with a proper lamp, because like studying with a dim light could really affect your eyes and you don't want that. And the desk should have like stationery and proper function. Stationery, I mean from everything to a ruler, scissors, glue, highlighters, erasers, pencil points, lead tips. Every single thing that you could possibly think of needs to be on that desk when it concerns stationery. Like everything, like your post-its should be there, your staplers, your thumbtacks. You don't even know what could happen and you need it in like an instant. You don't want to waste valuable times rummaging through your drawers looking for something that could have been well placed right on your desk in plain sight. And then please, of course, this is very cliched, but I will repeat myself, do not ever study on your bed. Your bed is for sleeping. Do not study on your bed. And your body and your brain associates your bed with sleep. From the instant you touch that bed with a book, you are guaranteed to fall asleep, and you do not ever want that. And you know, I think, like in my opinion, like a bed is a really sacred place in my room. I would never eat on my bed, I would never study on my bed, I would only do like really relaxing things on my bed, like read a fun book or something like that. Don't ever get into the habits of studying on your bed, because it's not productive. It's actually very counterproductive, and you will waste a lot of time, and then you will just feel sleepy and lethargic, and you could even feel hungry. So you don't ever want to feel like that. And yeah, that's basically my 5 study tips that I have to share with you for this new year, and I hope it works out really well for you. And once again, I wish you all the best, and if you have any more questions or comments or anything that you want me to help you with or talk about, just please inbox me on my Tumblr if you want to be anonymous, or you could just message me right under my videos or whatever, and I'm always willing to help you with anything. So once again, good luck and enjoy this year, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!